Whether you're a photographer, illustrator, or a graphic designer, having a portfolio that presents your work beautifully is a sure way to help you stand head and shoulders above the competition. I'm Ashley Harrell for Envato Tuts Plus, and I'm going to teach you how to create your very own portfolio brochure in Adobe InDesign. Before we begin, make sure you check out Envato Elements. Get unlimited downloads of design assets, templates that you can download and edit today, similar to the one used in this very tutorial. Let's jump in. Click on print and click on letter. And then for the orientation, make sure you change it to landscape and the number of pages to 10, and make sure facing pages is checked as well. Set the top and outside margins to 16 millimeters. The inside should be 20 millimeters and the bottom margin will be set to 18 millimeters. From there, also add a 5 millimeter bleed to all of the edges except for the inside edge. We want to keep this one 0 millimeters, and then click on create. From there, you should expand the swatches panel. You can find that by going to window color swatches and choose new color swatch from the hamburger menu. So for the first value, we're going to set the cyan to 22, the magenta to 24, yellow to 29, and the black to 4. And click on add. And then we're going to repeat these 2 more times for these other 2 swatches. So for the first color, we're going to use the numbers 49, 39, 38, and 20. And then for the second color, we're going to do 35, 12, 12, and 0. And make sure you click add to include those 2 other swatches in the swatches panel. Now that we added our swatches, we are now going to expand the layers panel by going to window layers. From there, double click on layer 1 and we're going to rename it background. From here, we're going to create 3 more additional layers. This next layer, we are going to name it images and click OK. And then for this next one, we are going to name it overlays. And then for our last layer, we are going to name this one type. Now what we're going to do is we're going to lock these other 3 layers except for type, because we're going to work on this layer first. So next, what we're going to do is set up our master pages for our portfolio. So in the pages panel, if you need to find it, you can go to window pages and double click on the A master icon at the top to bring it up on the screen. From there, we're going to pull out a guide from the left hand ruler and set it into the middle of the page. And we're going to also do this from the top ruler also to get it right in the center as well. Now, once you do that, go ahead and select both of these guides. And we're going to edit copy and then edit paste them onto the page that's right next to it. And then drag it right in the center. For this next step, go ahead and select the type tool and create a small text frame at the bottom of the left hand page. Make sure it's centered on the vertical guide And then from here, if you need to, go ahead and bring up the character panel and the paragraph panel so that you can make sure that this text is centered in the middle of the frame. And also you can go ahead and change the font to Virgin Sans, semi-bold, 12 point, and the tracking will be 10. We're going to align it to center like I stated previously. And then go ahead and put a dash and then a couple spaces in the center and another dash. Go ahead and hit on type, insert special character, markers, current page number. And as you can see here, it brings up the letter A, but once you actually look on your actual document, that A will actually turn into the current page number. And then, like I stated earlier, go ahead, set the font to the particular font that you like. But for this example, we're using Virgin Sans, semi-bold, 12 point font, tracking 10, and aligning to center. And then go ahead and change the font color to that brown color that we created earlier in the swatches panel. Copy and paste this text frame and move it over to the right page so it mirrors one another. Now from here in the pages panel, go ahead and click on the non-master icon at the top of the panel to highlight it. And we're going to go ahead and apply this to all of the master pages from the panels menu. And make sure you type in 1-3, comma, and the number 10 and click OK. And now what we're going to do here is we're going to lock that type layer and unlock the bottom layer so that we're now working on the background. Now what we're going to do is we are going to add a background color to our portfolio. So after you lock the type layer and unlock the bottom background layer, we're going to use the rectangle tool to create a tall, narrow shape across the left edge of the page, and make sure you go ahead and fill this with the bluish color that we used. And make sure you're clicking the actual page number so that we can make sure we get out of our master pages. And then also scroll on down to page 2, well actually page 3, and add a brown background to that as well using the rectangle tool. You can copy this background and paste it on page 8 as well. And then adjust it if you need to. Then from here, go ahead and scroll down to page 10, which will be the back cover, and paste it there, but change this background color to that blue color that we used. Now we're going to add some images to our portfolio. So head back up to page number 1, and which is the front cover of our portfolio, and make sure you lock the background layer and unlock the images layer that's right above it. Then go ahead and select your rectangle frame tool here, and we're going to measure out where we want our image to be placed. And make sure you go all the way to the bleed so that when you do print it, there's no mishaps. Now here I'm just showing you the image in Photoshop because you want to convert all of your images to CMYK and make sure the resolution is 300. From here, go ahead and save it as a TIFF file in a support folder or on your desktop. And now we're going to hop back over to InDesign, and we're going to File, place the image that we just saved as a TIFF, and place it within our frame. So go on down to page 2, and we're going to place another image here. And this is after I converted all of the images to CMYK and saved them as TIFFs. And kind of adjust it the way you see fit. So basically, I'm going to be repeating these same exact steps to create my portfolio brochure. I decided to put the frame in the center, and I'm going to select the woman on the beach photo. And for this one, we are going to crop her photo a bit so that her top half is showing on this page, and on the page to the right, the bottom half of her body will show. Double clicking the image, and you can press shift on your keyboard while selecting the corner that's highlighted and resizing your image. And then go ahead, double click inside that image, and you can move it upward. Then go ahead to the next spread, and like I stated previously, grab that rectangle frame tool and add some more images to your portfolio. This time we're going to add images closer to the center of the spread, because we want to do this to create some variety, because you don't necessarily want to have images in the exact same place. You kind of just want to mix it up a bit. And then I am going to copy and paste this frame, and I will select this frame to replace the image that's there with a different one. So here I'm just adjusting it so that it fills the frame how I prefer. Then jump on down to page 8 and 9, and I'm going to add smaller images, and I'm going to scatter them across my spread. And all of this really is just your personal preference of how you would like to lay your portfolio out. It doesn't have to be exactly like this tutorial. Feel free to kind of do your own thing, and however you like things to be laid out. So I'm going to add another frame here in the bottom right corner of my page 8, and then also resizing my image here. And then go ahead and do the same for page 9. And as you can see, not all of my images touch the bleed area. That's the kind of great thing about creating like your own portfolio. You can kind of do it however you wish. And then here I'm going to go ahead and add my last frame here for this page, and going to add my last and final image. And then of course I'm going to resize it so that it fills the area nicely. Now what we're going to do is we're going to lock the images layer and unlock the layer above it, which is the overlays layer, and go back to page 1, and we're going to create a shape using the rectangle tool here on the right side of the image. And I'm going to go a little, basically halfway across her face, and I'm going to fill this with the tan color that we created earlier. And then from there, with the shape still selected, we're going to change the transparency of this layer by going to Objects, Effects, Transparency, and we're going to set that mode to multiply, and we're going to click OK. And then also you can click on Preview if you want to view it before you actually click on OK. Now we're going to copy this same shape and head down to page 6, and we're going to paste this onto our spread, and we're going to change the way we lay it out. So I want this to go all the way, well, not all the way, but across the bottom of my spread over my images, and we're going to change it to the blue color. Now we are going to lock the overlays layer and unlock the top layer, which is type, and then go ahead and grab the type tool, and we're going to create a text frame that goes over her face, and we are going to type the title. And for this example, I'm going to use the word portfolio. We're going to change that font to Bergen Sans semi-bold. The size is going to be 95. And my font color, I'm going to change it to paper. And I'm just going to adjust it here so that it fits nicely on my cover. And then for my next step, I'm going to add some more smaller size text below it. I'm going to type photography and digital retouching here using the same font, the Bergen Sans font, in paper swatch. And I'm going to align it to the right of my portfolio. And then of course making it smaller than my main portfolio text because I don't want it to be as big as the word portfolio. In this next step, go ahead and add your name to the cover. For this example, I am of course using my name, Ashley Harrell, and I'm going to switch the font to the blue color that we created earlier. And I'm going to right click on this text frame and then rotate it 90 degrees counterclockwise. From there, go ahead and scroll down to page 3. This is a great page for a contents page or a about me page. So go ahead and format the title to Bergen Sans bold and a size of 83. I am making this title here all lowercase. And then for my body text, I'm just going to use some placeholder text for this area. And also use Virgin Sans regular size 13 and align it to the right so it aligns with my About Me title. And then you can use these frames and just copy and paste them onto other pages like you're gonna see here, and go ahead and make a title for this spread and just like a little blurb section. Also, make sure you add some details to the back cover of your portfolio, a place that people can contact you, whether it's with your phone number, email address, or what have you. And probably if you want to put if you're available for freelance work or stuff like that. Lastly, what we're going to do is we're going to add some captions to our images using Virgin Sans Italic size 11, and we're going to use the font color 49, 38, 38, and 20 in our swatches panel. And so, like I stated earlier, go ahead and copy and paste this, and you can use this as a template to use for all the other images for the captions. Now what I'm going to teach you is how do you export your portfolio for printing. So you want to make sure you save your portfolio and then go to File, Export. Go ahead and choose the Adobe PDF print from the Format menu and click Save. And then in the Export Adobe PDF window that opens up, choose the press quality from the preset menu at the top, and then under the pages options, make sure pages is checked and not spreads. From there, click on the marks and bleeds in the Windows left hand menu, check both of the all printers marks and use the document bleed settings before you click on export. Now that is basically how you create your very own portfolio brochure template in Adobe InDesign. If you like this video and you would love to see more, go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe if you aren't already. Also, don't forget to click that little bell icon to be notified of any new and inspiring videos. I'm Ashley Harrell. Thank you for watching.